Hi everyone. This is just going to be a quick little video about app structure for anyone who feels like they want a step in between the really simple apps that we've started with and the more complex apps that we're using as examples and that you all are working on building. So I've created an app for this short little video called BP Skeleton, and you can see up here we're in that app's home directory. BP stands for best practices, and skeleton is because this is an absolutely skeletal app. So this is an app that does nothing and just exists as a template to show you how things fit together. And in case anyone else is like me and prefers to start from a slightly filled in canvas. So if we look at the different scripts and folders in BP Skeleton, we see a folder called data, and this is where we would put any pre-processed data files that we were going to use. And we also see a folder called www, which is also empty because this is a skeletal app. And www is where we're going to put any images or videos or sound files that we're going to use in our apps. And it's important that you use that name because that's the name that Shiny is going to look for when it's sourcing your images. In addition to those two folders, we see that we have two scripts in this folder. We have app.r, which is our app script like we've talked about before, and we have a script called BP functions, which is sort of a dummy script that holds the place of the kind of custom function scripts that, as we talked about in our previous best practices video, make our lives much easier whenever we have to repeat tasks. So we're going to go ahead and open up our two scripts and check them out. So there's app.r, and here's BP functions. So if we look at BP functions, there's nothing in there right now because it's just a placeholder to show you how this all works together. And now let's take a tour through app.r. So this is a blank app except for the absolute basics like loading our libraries and defining our UI and our server, which we've done in the simplest possible way. The only content, quote unquote, that I've added to this app is a bunch of comments to give you cues about where to put different things and some placeholder functions down here in server. So down here in server, I've just dropped in a reactive function to cue you into adding reactive data processing to your app, and then a blank output plot to show you where we would use our render plot function to make our dynamic outputs for UI. Up here in UI, it's totally blank except for our fluid page function, which initiates the page, and some comments keying us into remembering some tips of what to put in UI. So if we press run app, we see that it's totally blank app, and that's because it's not supposed to actually have anything. It's just supposed to help you out and give you some cues for when you're developing your own apps if you'd like a little starting place to start from. So thanks for listening. I hope this is helpful. This code is up on the website if it's useful to you.